What's up, guys?
We back?
Alright guys, we have returned. We're gonna finish this long conversation we've been having with Yuri. Jesus Christ.
Oh, I like it when it's long.
Boy.
A terrible thing I can count with her, I said this. It's so embarrassing that you think that.
What? Wait! I don't mean it in a bad way or anything. Sorry, I really don't know what you were self-conscious about that sort of thing. I guess I more meant that it's kind of cute. Oh, thank God. Always just beeline back to calling a girl cute, ladies and gentlemen. Definitely works.
What are you saying all of a sudden?
Okay, everyone. I think it's about time we share today's poems with each other.
Are you motherfucking cock-blocking me?
We might not have enough time if we wait too long. Yuri exhales, spared from finishing her thought. Is that right, Yuri? You look kind of down.
Oh, I'm very up.
I'm sorry if you haven't been looking forward to this with your shitty poetry skills.
It's not. It's fine. It's better than the Oscars.
Yuri releases her hand from the book, causing it to close on top of my thumb. Alright. I guess I'll do some more reading tonight. Or would you prefer I only read it with you?
In bed.
I guess I don't have.
Of course you don't have an opinion. Of
Of
course you don't have an opinion.
If only you could take
In that
the
case,
lead.
I'll read a little bit more tonight on my own.
Thank you.
You know what?
Oh yeah. Yes.
Why don't you do the same? It'll be more fun to read with you after it picks up a bit, you know?
That's good reasoning. In that phase. In that case, feel free to finish the first 2 chapters in your own time. But like preferably tonight.
I stand up, making a mental note of where I left off in the book, then slip it back into my bag.
It's
You're never
called
reading it.
folding the fucking page, you bitch.
This was a gift, okay?
You don't have a bookmark?
By the way, did you remember to write a poem last night? Yeah. My relaxation ends. I can't believe I agreed to do something so embarrassing! I couldn't really find much inspiration since I've never really done this before. Well, now that everyone's ready, why don't you find someone to share with?
I can't wait!
Sayori and Monica enthusiastically pull out their poems. Sayori's is on a wrinkled sheet of loose leaf torn from a spiral notebook.
Yes, woman.
What a sloppy bitch.
Yep.
On the other hand, Monica wrote hers in a composition notebook. I can already see Monica's pristine handwriting from where I sit. Natsuki and Yuri reluctantly comply as well, reaching into their bags. I do the same. Myself. Wipe. Who should I show my poem to first? Duh.
Immediately
I should start with Monica.
I'm gonna show my poem to myself, obviously.
Yesterday she seemed eager to read my poem, and I don't want her to know I'm putting in effort. I want her to know? I don't know. Hi, K-Missile. Having a good time so far? Yeah. Good. Glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we can do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay? Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in and established as the alpha. Anyway, want to share your poem with me? It's kind of embarrassing. It's embarrassing, but I guess I have to.
Oh my god!
Don't worry, K-Missile. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know. But it's that sort of barrier that we'll learn to get past soon. We'll really penetrate that barrier.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's true. I hand Monica my poem. I ain't reading that shit out loud. Great job, K-Missile. I was going, oh, in my head while reading it. It's really metaphorical. I'm not sure why, but I didn't expect you to go for something so deep. I guess I underestimated you. It's easiest for me to keep everyone's expectations low. That way it always counts when I put in some effort at all. That's not even fair. Well, I guess it worked anyway. You know that Yuri likes this kind of writing, right? Writing that's full of imagery and symbolism, you know, poetry.
Vocab.
Unlike Sayori, who likes using simple and direct words to describe happiness and sadness. Yuri likes it when the readers are left to derive their own meaning out of it. It's very challenging for me to write that effectively, both allowing people to get something out of it just by feel, or letting them deeply analyze all of the nuances. It can take years of practice, which I'm assuming Yuri has at this point. Dumb loser. I never really asked though. I'm sure I'm nowhere near her level yet. Don't worry so much about it. You do your thing. You know, you, be your true self. Just keep exploring and learn by trying new things. I'm sure I'll end up trying different things a lot with 4 girls in this club. It's gonna take a while before I feel comfortable doing this. That's okay. I'd love to see you try new things. That's the best way to find the kind of style that suits you. Everyone else might be a little bit biased towards their own kinds of styles, but you just gotta dominate them. I'll always help you find what suits you the most. I'll be anything. I'll do anything. So don't force yourself to write the way everyone else wants you to write. It's not like you to have to worry about impressing them or anything. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good. You sound pretty goddamn confident for someone who claims to not be very good. You really fucking analyzed not only my poem, but also had a commentary on everybody else in this fucking class. But sure, yeah, I'm sure you're no good.
Psycho bitch!
Well, that's because I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know? Sometimes I feel vulnerable. I see! Well, let's read it then.
Oh, wow.
Hole in one.
Brilliant, Calvin. It's an uphill battle.
I gotta breathe again.
This is everyone.
Is this a glory hole?
Breathe.
Hole in a wall. Should I read it in my voice or her voice?
Your voice.
Your
Okay.
voice, since you're reading it.
It couldn't have been me. See the direction the sparkle protrudes? A noisy neighbor? An angry boyfriend? I'll never know. I wasn't home. I'm here inside for a clue. No, I can't see. I reel, blind, like a film left out in the sun. But it's too late. My retina's already scorched with a permanent copy of the meaningless image. It's just a little hole. It wasn't too bright. It was too deep, stretching forever into everything. A hole of infinite choices. I realize now that I wasn't looking in. I was looking out. And he, on the other side, was looking in.
It's a glory hole.
So what do you think?
Oh, man.
It's very freeform, if that's what you call it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback, but it's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's okay. Yeah, that kind of style has gotten pretty popular nowadays. It's only what's on trend right now. It's only really fucking good, you bitch. That's a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on the timing between words and lines. When performed out loud, it can be really powerful.
Oh, it's spoken word. Gross.
What was the inspiration behind this one? A hole in the wall. You know. Well, I'm not sure if I know how to put it.
Or where.
I guess you could say that I kind of came to a kind of epiphany recently about. It's been influencing my poems a bit. In an epiphany? Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that because it's kind of coming on strongly. That's why I put it in a poem where it's coded and you know, more relatable. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other, we'll get deeper. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on paper and tidy it up later. That is good advice. Another way to think about it is this. If you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll just get a big dark puddle of ink.
Facts.
So just move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. She's so cute.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Who should I show my poem to next?
Probably dead.
Whew. Whew. What do you guys think?
Me, since you hate me.
Yeah, let's get some.
Sayori.
Let's get Sayori.
Hate you?
Your childhood
Okay.
friend. I mean,
Sayori.
come on.
Let's do it.
This is a good poem, K-Missile. Are you sure it's your first time?
Take a
Of
walk.
course. It's not that good. Am I the kind of guy who would be writing poems in my spare time?
I guess you're right. But that's why it impressed me. Well, to be honest, I was afraid you wouldn't do it seriously. Or that you wouldn't write one at all. I'm really happy that you just wrote one. It reminds me of how you're really a part of the club now. What? Oh, was that still me?
Yeah.
Not to mention the fact that I'm standing in front of you in the club room.
Well, yeah, of course. I'm not really into it yet, but that doesn't mean I'll break my promise.
See? It's like I said before, K-Missile. Deep down, you're not selfish at all, you know. Trying new things like this for other people, that's something you really only get good people to do.
Thanks, Sayori. That was really nice of you.
Aww.
I'm not sure if Sayori sees the full picture of my motive here.
Just trying to get my dick wet.
Then again, I can't deny that she's part of the reason I joined. She's one of the 4. She's 25%. Knowing how much this means to her and all.
Yeah. And I'm gonna make sure that you have lots of fun here too, okay?
Nice.
That'll be my way of thanking you.
Alright, I'm gonna hold you to that then.
Jesus Christ.
Yay! Now you'll be reading my poem too, right? Don't worry, I'm really bad at this.
Aww.
So you can punish me. Jesus Christ.
We'll see about that. I bet you are. Dear sunshine, the way you glow through my blinds in the morning, it makes me feel like you missed me. Kissing my forehead to help me out of bed, making me rub the sleepy from my eyes. Are you asking me to come out and play? Are you trusting me to wish away a rainy day? I look above, the sky is blue. It's a secret, but I trust you too. If it wasn't for you, I could sleep forever, but I'm not mad. I want breakfast.
Hell yeah.
I don't have a... Okay, dear God. Yeah, that poem was actually a trap card. Like, Sayori. This is just a guess, but did you wait until this morning to write this? Because this is shit.
Oh my god.
No! Just a little bit?
You can't answer just a little bit to a yes or no question. Is it yes or fucking no, Sayori?
I forgot to do it last night.
Well, at least that makes me feel a little better about myself. That's what's important.
Don't be mean. I still tried my best.
Yeah. I didn't mean to say that it was a bad poem. Out loud. It came out, it was fine, or how should I put it? It sounds like you. It's a poem. It's what I would expect from you, Sayori. That's what this poem was.
My fucking God. Really?
Yeah. Especially that last line. You hungry bitch.
I made eggs and toast.
Even though you were late to school?
Jesus.
It's bad to skip breakfast. I get all cranky and I can't perform.
Well, I guess there's no point in arguing then. Anyway, thanks for showing me that poem.
That was so much fun. Monica's the best.
Yeah, I know, right? Oh, yeah.
But next time, I won't forget. And I'm gonna write the best poem ever.
You believe in yourself, girl. Well, I guess I look forward to reading that. That'll be a good poem, I'm sure. Who should I show my poem to next?
Gotta show your girl Yuri. You gotta see what she's got to say.
All right. Yuri, it's you again. As Yuri reads the poem, I notice her eyes brighten a little bit. Exceptional. What is that? Oh shit, did I say that out loud? Yuri first covers her mouth, but then ends up covering her whole face. He's going to hate me. Oh, really didn't do anything wrong, Yuri. God damn it, get some confidence, girl. Look at her, she has anxiety.
That's... I guess you're right. What am I getting so nervous for?
Yuri takes a breath. She breathes deep.
So, what kind of writing experience did you have? Your use of imagery and metaphor indicates you've written a lot of poetry before.
I ain't written poetry before my life. Really? 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 Wow, that's a huge compliment coming from you.
I copied this from
This is actually my first time, really. It's my first time, mi primera attempto.
Huh?
Nani? Yuri stares at me blankly, then looks at my poem again. Yeah, you just read shit and you thought it was good.
What? Well, I know that. I just meant,
Yuri trails off, unable to find some excuse or anything to say or opinion to form. She traces her fingers along the words in her poem as if breaking it down more thoroughly.
Yeah. Okay. This is the reason I was able to tell. It's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers. And having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. I think the most notable thing I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter, and then they form-fit the two together. The result is that both style and expressiveness are weakened.
Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone, and she sounds like an expert.
Of course, that's something you're really blamed for. There are so many different skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. And just finding and building them and getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice and learning by example and trying new things. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Nat's being a little biased, though.
Biased? Like how?
She's a bitch.
Oh my god.
Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people.
Yeah, you and Natsuki
like
really
that.
got like a thing. Little tiff. Little
Sorry.
kerfuffle.
Sorry.
Got
Sorry.
some beef.
It's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri's apologizing to herself, to me, or to Natsuki. I don't know what the fucking deal is. You mind if I read your poem now? Can I? Yeah.
Please do. I'd love to share my
Oh,
thought
God.
process behind
I
it.
don't even want to read it now. Jesus
Last night I
Christ.
had a dream that K-Missile used his missile.
Yuri smiles dreamily as if that's a rare opportunity for her. Jesus, Ashley.
Oh my god!
Which itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? All right. Ghost under the light. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow. Bathing. It must be this one. The last remaining streetlight to have withstood the test of time. The last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe, calm, breathing air of the present but living in the past. The light flickers. I flicker back. Yeah, let's talk about like LEDs, man.
Are you kidding me?
I'm sorry, it's a terrible handwriting.
Jesus Christ.
Hey, you should work on that.
Nani?
I wasn't thinking about that at all, though.
But it took you a long time to read, you motherfucker.
I read that faster than everybody else's poem, you bitch.
Are you saying it was short? Are you saying it was short?
I just don't read scripts very often. I actually think that your handwriting is pretty something.
Yeah? That's a relief.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. Also, I liked the poem. It was very good. Even though it's short, it was really descriptive.
Got to
You
the
really
point.
explained what you were talking about
Sure.
with adjectives.
It wasn't too short. I usually write longer poems.
Jesus.
Not at all.
I'm really glad that you like it.
Yeah, you're really glad.
I'm emotional!
I
I'll
stuck
be
my boobs
honest.
out for this.
Since it's our first time
That's what family is.
sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild.
Oh, I just figured you were a bad writer and used your breasts to like compensate.
She actually has pencils.
Something
Tips of her nipples.
easy to digest, I suppose.
Are you into ghosts, Yuri? Are you a ghost fucker?
It's called Ghostkin, you motherfucker!
No, that would mean you were also a ghost.
Yes! Are you judging me now? Uh-huh. Actually, the story isn't about a ghost at all, okay, Miss?
Yeah, it's about the transition of like incandescent bulbs to LEDs. I get it, bitch. Really? I must have totally missed the point then. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Well, I suppose you did only glance it over after all. But remember, the poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost. Lingering in her last her last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of her past, and soon to be left with nothing.
That's a lot more solemn putting it that way. I hadn't even thought of that. That's impressive. You're good head pat.
Huh? It's nothing really, don't head pat me. Yours is impressive too, so...
Nah. If anything, I could probably learn a thing or two from you.
Oh, you have no idea. You think so?
Yeah, of course. Of course I could learn something from you. Like self-respect.
You know, I was really nervous about doing all this. But in the end, I enjoyed it. I'm going to keep doing my best for you, K-Missile.
Oh.
Uh-huh. Me too. I'll do my best. Whew. All right. Whew. Whew. That's a KO, ladies and gentlemen. We will come back to finish Natsuki's poem.
Yeah.
내 무대가